Like so many things I've talked about before, there are a lot of different ways to do tasks, and one way to find the bin radii is through a mathematical method. Another way is to actually use a graphical method, and if you've watched the mathematical method videos, I mentioned a neutral axis, and there's a way to determine that by using AutoCAD, or the length of the neutral axis, and through that you can determine the entire length of the piece of metal that we're trying to figure out here. You should end up with the same answers regardless of whether you use the mathematical or the graphical method. So let's just look at an example here. We'll look at number 7 on our list of metal shapes here. Okay, and what you want to do the graphical method is to actually take the K value and multiply that by the thickness of the metal. Okay, so the K value is 0.4, and let's use the distance, which is DI, the distance command in AutoCAD, and we'll click here and here to determine the thickness of the metal. This thickness is 0.5. So what I'll do, I'll take 0.4, multiply that by 0.5, and I get 0.2. Okay, so what I want to do with that is I want to offset by a distance of 0.2. O, enter, 0.2, enter, and I want to offset from the inside of the bend toward the outside. Okay, so I get a new axis right there, and the same thing with this one. Okay, and you'll notice that the angle doesn't matter because AutoCAD is basically taking care of that graphically. Okay, as long as you offset from the inside to the out, it will be fine. Okay, so what you want to do now is to just open your properties palette, so you can actually, probably the easiest way to do it is just click on one of the lines here and then go to properties. Okay, and you actually want to take inventory as you work your way through the metal here. Okay, so over on the left side of my screen I can see that the length of the straight section is 6.9943. so let me type in 6.9943 into my calculator, plus, and then I'll take this other straight section here, that is 6.8847, plus, and then finally take the last straight section, which is 5.8623, plus, and now I'll click on the arcs that we created, which are the ones between the inside and the outside bend here. This is the neutral axis, and what we'll determine now is the neutral axis length. So I'll go down to arc length, and I see that that is 0.4887, and this is the same too, only because it has the same angle or bend angle as this other one. Otherwise it would be different. So just to be safe, you should always calculate both. Alright, and then you add those 5 numbers up. You have 3 straight sections and 2 bends, and add those up, and the final answer is 20.7187. So that is your answer for the 7th part there. So you could just simply just copy this over and fill in the answer is 20.7187. Okay, so that concludes this lesson, and it concludes this video.